Hi guys, my name is Guru Shaki and welcome to my beautiful channel. We are in the midst of hurricane season in Florida. But I am doing tarot readings, I guess, to keep my mind off of it for now. And right now I'm doing Kid Cudi's psychic reading because it was requested after doing Cardi B and J. Cole's reading. And maybe I'm just doing these for fun and see how they go, and maybe I'll keep them. I know I have a friend who started this trend, Walu Child readings on YouTube, if you want to check her out. But alright, so let's get into it. My attention goes to Knight of Cups. So nonetheless, he feels like he has won as far as coming up with a creative project of his that he's been working on for a long time. I do feel like he wants to be an advocate for depressed kids. Maybe that is a project that that he has accomplished, actually fundraising money for. I feel like he wants to find a way that kids don't really have to be on medication to overcome depression or their fears. He's really an advocate for the youth. He understands that young minds, are creative, and that they're overflowing with creativity, and he really likes to work with children. Nonetheless, he feels like he's still in a battle with himself, so maybe he feels like the time is now to start a new venture for as far as music. Let's see. Definitely feel more music on the way, because I feel like he probably feels like he hasn't won enough things as far as like platinum records, or like an award that he was just like music of the year or something like that. Or he could also be reflecting on the rewards that he's won. I feel like he yearns to keep going, because I don't know if he feels like he gets the recognition that he deserves or not. I was actually thinking this myself the other day, looking at how many followers he has on YouTube. But nonetheless, he's fighting. A lot of you guys heard about his depression that he was going through, and like when he made that announcement, he could be in and out of rehab at this time. I do feel like it's a long cycle that's kind of like never ending to him, and it could be causing a lot of stress and restraint on creativity, or he could be using that to his advantage, trying to channel that into creative matters, instead of letting it defeat him or get him down. Because I feel like when he gets down, he gets really, really down, really low, and maybe he's trying to prevent from going to that point again. Trying to have faith in his journey and so forth. I think his fans really keep him up, and like kids who rely on him keep him alive, kind of thing. Like knowing that he has something to fight for, knowing that people rely on him, knowing that somebody cares outside of himself keeps him going, because without his fans, I don't think he feels like he would be alive today. Just the simple fact that he understands he has a platform, and that he can do so much more with it. He's definitely looking at how he can use his platform to help even like disabled kids or mentally ill kids, or whatever it may be in the case of helping kids in any way. Even looking into getting into sneakers and being creative in that field, I feel. Whether it's a boutique as well, because I feel like since he worked at Bape, he kind of always wanted to own a store of his own. So he's not letting that dream die. He has a lot of creative projects up his sleeve, as far as like maybe even a collaboration with Bape. Reebok is coming up, but he's definitely trying to get into the clothing design, maybe because Kanye inspired him to do so. I feel like him and Kanye could conversate a lot about mental illness in Black communities a lot. So like, it wouldn't be a surprise if they both just came out with a campaign together, or like a clothing line expressing these things happening in the community. It could be, again, that they actually have a clothing line for depressed kids who kind of like can express themselves on the outside. But yeah, let's see. I don't know. I feel like he could probably feel ashamed of something, maybe expressing something to the public, or like he could feel like he just feels ashamed about something that's happened in the past, or like maybe dealing with some kind of trauma, or like feeling like he's turned his back to fans or people he loved, for taking time out for himself. So maybe he feels like he could be doing more for the community, but he understands that he has to like work on himself or go away for a while. But he feels bad about it. Like it's always about the fans to him and about his loved ones. It's never about him. But I guess he understands that he's a vessel here, and he has to find balance and things like that. But nonetheless, he feels bad. Next one here is, I feel like in his past, like as far as the death card, he probably had a lot of suicidal tendencies or thoughts of like, death. And even now, like I feel like he has, he could be having night terrors at this time. Like he could have a constant battle of night terrors, and it could be the fact that he's just been through a lot in his lifetime. It could have been something like a death of a loved one that could have sparked all this in him, or like something definitely around his childhood, or something that he doesn't just speak about openly. But till this day, I feel like he still has night terrors, and something happened to him that may have caused shame and guilt and remorse and all these things. But nonetheless, he tries to stay pristine and on point for fans and those around him. Like he understands he's a leader, he's a role model, and he can't let these things get him down. More so, he tries to put them out in creative art, like psychedelic videos, or maybe he's into psychedelics. And maybe they kind of give him insight on what's going on in his brain. He's big into self-medication, so like weed and everything like that. I guess he doesn't really feel like he should be on meds. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. What else? I feel like he's big on psychedelics, because I keep getting like a Jimi Hendrix feel. Maybe mixing certain things aren't good for him, but he does it anyway to get like a creative spark or something like that. But that can explain his latest projects and his latest videos of like what's going on. Let's see. I feel like a lot of he could be in love with someone in his past, and a lot of trying to rekindle his relationships. The reason he goes to rehab maybe because of his daughter, or because of family, or so they won't leave him, or like things of that nature. He stays in rehab because of family, possibly, or gives it a chance because of them. Nonetheless, though, he feels like he's more powerful than ever. Like maybe he understands that he's an infinite being, an expression of God, and either he's gonna rise, like he feels like he's gonna rise above. Like maybe he has like visions or prophetic visions of him coming out on top or shining brighter than ever. He's not gonna let like death or the thoughts of that get the best of him. I feel like maybe he feels like his willpower is stronger than the negative side, or the negativity side of him. Like maybe he struggles with bipolar issues, or things of his personality that he doesn't really touch openly about, mood swings, etc. What else? I kind of feel like he feels like if he has a soulmate really relationship or marries someone in his atmosphere, or like it'll kind of bring hope to him, like it'll basically set his life up to succeed. Like if he had that special someone in his life, that true connection, that true love connection, that he would be good basically. And it could be that he has someone in the atmosphere working things out with him. They probably discuss it every now and then, like, okay, if you can do this for me, then we can make this happen. But nonetheless, he feels like this person gives him hope, and if they wed, it could be like a whole new cycle for him. I feel like he would just stop everything, like all the psychedelics, all the drugs, all the things that make people live on edge, kind of thing. Nonetheless, though, he's kind of trying to preserve what he has left of himself, because maybe there's a lot of people in the industry that ask a lot of him. They're always like, it kind of gives me like TMZ feel. Like maybe he kind of feels a certain way about being filmed by them all the time, being caught looking off guard, or how he's portrayed in the media. And maybe that kind of put him on like standby, like kind of made him freeze up in a sense. So he's trying to get his act together, I guess. I guess seeing himself in a certain light made him realize he needs to get his act together. Some talks with Jay-Z as well. Lupe Fiasco's coming up, so I don't know if they've been talking about projects together. But definitely trying to get his act together. That's mostly what's wrapping up to. But that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.